want to know.
Okay, if you do want to know, now that's why I said to you.
I would like to know,
So,
but no one knows.
so definitely,
That's the point.
so since when you
want to
implement,
know, you don't want.
when you do implement,
I like if someone could like
Do you
assure
want to-
me 100% and comes like and he proves me everything and
well-
whatever I ask and he takes me to the universe.
I am
and shows me,
proving
like,
to you. I'm proving to you. I am proving to you. Listen to me. I'm proving to you that this universe, it's either with choices. Let's use these choices. Your own logic choices. This universe was always there for eternal, and it will be here. It will be there for eternal. It was always there, or this universe has a beginning, yeah, and since it has a beginning, it either created itself by itself, or someone created it. So three choices.
Yeah, but those three choices you are making for
Give me-
them for me, but
Yeah.
it could be like millions of other like
Good.
things that we don't.
That's why we are open for
Give
any
us
other
other-
choices.
give us other-
Give us any other
That's-
choices.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Other
That's what I'm
possibilities.
saying. That's what I told him.
I
Like,
should have
I'm
been
not
through this.
creating,
Go ahead. Yeah.
creative enough, or I don't know, like whatever enough, like clever enough, whatever, to say other options.
Yeah.
So I'm
Good.
just saying that
Yeah.
I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. That's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
okay.
I don't know.
Let's use the philosopher. They have studied this. The same applies to the coffee in the room. The same thing applies. So
Coffee
it's
comes
either that coffee made itself by itself, which is impossible. Since we are living in logic life, it doesn't work like this.
Exactly.
Or
Or
that
maybe you're in a dream or something.
or that coffee was there always for eternal, waiting for me to come and drink it, which is another impossible. Or that coffee was made by someone who knows, who has information about me. So that's why he made the coffee the way I like and wrote my name and all my details in it. So these are three choices. Now let's apply to the coffee. Is there any other choices that I don't know, we are not aware of?
The other two, first one you said, Sheikh,
Yeah.
can be
So
eliminated
that's why
if the one
that's why
that
when we say
someone made.
in logic we eliminate the impossible
But this
probability.
Is, yeah, this
The impossible
is
ones.
In the example,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand it.
So the same
But
thing.
Not in the other like.
The same.
where
If you there is something in science, what applies to some of it, it could apply to the whole. Meaning, for example, if I discover that you have allergy in your skin on something, that means on your skin on something, that means you have allergy. You have allergy as a whole. You have allergy. So I don't need to examine every single cell in your body to know that you have allergy. I only need one or two cells, for example, to know about it. Yeah, that's what generally happens. So that's why when you do the test of allergy, they will do it on a certain point in the skin.
Yeah, but there are a lot of things about this test.
Yeah, I know, but
It's like-
they generally do that. So the point is, so if we apply the same logic to some part of this universe to say, okay, these things doesn't exist, by itself. It has to come with someone to make them. This coffee in my room, there have to be someone to do
Yeah,
it.
but the point is that we know about the coffee and we know everything about it, but we don't know about the universe.
Okay,
This is the difference.
but we
Like,
know-
we cannot put
Yeah,
the same example.
1 second. But we know that the coffee exists and we exist. Yes, the coffee exists and we exist. So we exist in this universe, and this universe exists. That's what we know. Yes. Or do you doubt about your existence?
At the beginning,
So you believe that at least we both of us and everyone here,
But
I assume,
I don't think
that
it's-
we
that
agree.
would-
We
that would
agree.
reach any other like answer.
No, no,
like,
Let alone
I
the
would
answers.
say, I will end up saying I don't know.
No problem. I don't know. I will say to you, I don't know if that's an initial.
Getting a bit
No
tired.
problem. If that's an initial answer to get to the answer, that's fine. But if you say I don't know just because you don't want to know, that's something else. There's no point. But okay, good. So that's why I said to you. So since this coffee existed, so in the room, in that particular place, my room has my name and all of these things, it tells me that there is someone who knows about me, the one who has done it. The same thing when we talk about the universe, this universe, us in this universe, being created the way that we are, being us, or existing in this universe, that means we are, which is more sophisticated? Tell me, what is more complicated in terms of the coffee or us? Us, we are more complicated, yeah? So which means to create a human being is much more complex, much more complicated than creating a coffee.
Yeah.
And not just that, this human being that is us, that we have as well, we're born with information inside us. We didn't come. We know that's again the scholars of sociology. In your DNA, you're born with some knowledge, with some information. Yeah. So you are already coded.
It's our structure.
Yeah. Yeah. So which means there is already some information about us inside us when we were born. Do you get it?
You recognize your mom and dad when you
Meaning when you're born, as soon as the baby born,
Yeah,
born
but
with.
I know, but I mean also everything comes with the information.
Yeah, that's my point. That the things around us comes with information, which means things didn't happen by sudden.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
happen by
We agree
coincidence.
in that.
So there is someone or an entity that made it to happen. This entity that made it to happen has knowledge to place it inside these things that he has created or that he has made, and that's why he placed this knowledge inside.
But why
Meaning is not ignorant. The one who made the coffee about me or to me, he knows things about me. He's not ignorant. He's not random. He knows things about me. That's why he put the coffee for me exactly the way that I like. And not just that, he wrote my name, all my details, knowing all the details about me. Meaning, he is not ignorant about me. He knows things about me. This is what we have agreed with our logic. Yes?
You know what happens? My mind, like I've been like, too concentrated.
Yeah.
She's been
I'm not quite able to follow really.
Yeah.
And to create like arguments and think properly.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a bit like mind like.
Okay, no problem.
collapse.
So
it's not that I would like to like continue conversation.
that's fine.
But I mean,
I will leave you. I will leave you with this for you to ponder and for you just to study. Yeah, I will leave you with that. First of all, when you say I don't know, it's fine, but you should try to know what is the things behind the thing.
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So question the philosophers. The philosophers, they came to these three questions. To know this existence, this universe was literally created rather than to be came by coincidence. They asked this question: did this universe created itself by itself,
Yeah, but
which is impossible?
The thing is, this universe, like we only know about what we can, like our machines can see, you know. So we don't know actually what is. Who tells me that there's not another world where there's someone, you know, that typical matrix thing that they say, some other like,
Created this universe. For example, there are. By the way, there is one theory. There is a theory called the multi-universes. There is a theory, meaning this universe evolved from another universe, evolved from another. But there is, even that theory tells us to one point. There is one starting point.
Yeah,
That starting point.
I'm not denying
Yeah.
that there's a starting point.
Okay, good. Awesome.
But that's the thing. We're getting into it. Like
Yeah.
I'm just not denying anything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That starting
but
point.
nothing tells me exactly
Yeah.
that it's this thing. So I just think that, for example, Muslims and when they or people who believes in God, I don't know where they get this like kind of 100% feeling and belief of this.
Yeah.
This is only what I'm saying. That I don't know how they get it.
And
It's
I'm-
fine. I'm saying it's fine. And
Yeah.
it's
And I'm answering you.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm answering you. Yeah, and I'm answering you, telling you, we get this belief. We believe in the existence of God.
Because they just
Yeah.
read this
Yeah.
and then they
And
say,
then
okay, it makes sense.
I will make.
If you have noticed, he hasn't mentioned the Quran.
I didn't mention the Quran. I'm just talking about your own logic. Just only your own logic. Before we come to the Quran, with our own logic, when we discuss about the existence, things cannot be existed by itself. Meaning, in the existence, since the universe in the existence cannot be existed by
I have
itself.
to think, for example, like about
Yeah.
all the like now we arrive to that point where I have to think.
Okay, good.
In you know like okay.
In
so
the
what if-
existence.
exactly. Like what about other universe? Blah blah. If like how this comes to also a possible
Yeah.
creator and you know.
They say this since the time of the Greek. Since the time of the Greeks, they have discussed all of these things. And then they came to this conclusion. They said, when they were discussing all these philosophies, they say, okay, this universe existed by itself, which was created itself. They say it's impossible. Because it has to exist, to pre-exist before to exist, meaning it have to exist before to exist itself, which is impossible. Or it was there eternal, it doesn't happen because we know that the universe is going forward. That means there is a starting point. So these two things are eliminated. The only thing that lasts is that there has to be some entity that created it. This entity, they discussed it as well. I'm just getting this information for you.
The thing is that now, for example, like we're discussing it maybe in a philosophical way, but if there was like any scientist here that would know about all of this, maybe
Yes,
might
so,
be like telling you a lot of things, which in ways
the scientists, they say, one of the things they say the Big Bang Theory and all of these things.
That's why I'm saying that right now I don't have like enough information
Yeah.
to like contrast
Yeah.
your opinions.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
You remember what I told you earlier?
The Big Bang,
There's something that the scientists cannot know, which is about the immaterial world. So scientists are
Metaphysics,
only,
basically.
They only actually confined to our naturalistic universe, the naturalistic world. Yes, so something we can observe, we can verify, we can measure, and so on. So if you're going to talk about the metaphysical, which is not material, then this is something beyond the scope of science. So don't expect that science will give you those answers. They cannot give you answers about the origin of the universe. They can speculate about it, but they cannot give you answers what you're seeking, which is like firm, 100% like the way you say. But so what I'm saying, that's why Sheikh Mohammed's giving you all the logical possibilities of how our universe could have existed. And we have to come to a certain conclusion based on our based on our logic about basically deductive analysis, yes, deductive reasoning that we use. That okay, we say maybe it's nothing, maybe it's by itself, maybe it's something else. So we eliminate those parts which are impossible, and we keep the part and say okay, this is the only possibility, so let's go with that, rather than saying all our life I don't know. See what I mean? But anyway, I think you seem to be exhausted. I think it's not fair
Anyway.
to push more.
I'm like listening now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Are you here next week? Are you coming next week?
Yeah, sure. I think I will. I just discovered it today.
Where are you from, by the way? Where are you from?
Spain.
Where are you from? Spain. Okay.
Like a friend of mine today, it's my birthday, and he told me like kind of as a present, I would suggest you to go to Hyde Park and go here. I thought there would be a party or something for me, and I was like so excited.
Well, you're famous now. You're famous on your birthday.
And I thought there would be like people like I don't know, he would have done something. He's now living in Spain, but I thought like maybe he told someone and something is there. And I come here and I just see all of this, and I'm like, cool, it's so cool. I will come next week.
And as well, go and check if you have any questions as well. There are many websites as well.
You know the possibilities we gave you. Find out other possibilities how the universe might have happened.
And read the
Do some
Quran.
research and then come back ask questions.
Yeah, sure.
Read the Quran. Quran is
We give her a copy.
read the Quran and see. And we are here next week. If you are able to come here,
Do you come every week?
we come generally every week. If you are coming
One
here
of us
next week,
should be here.
Maybe.
So- yeah, well,
Oh, sorry. Maybe for like next week I won't have my. No, but if I happen to have more questions, I'm like, oh, I should ask that. Then I will. Yeah, exactly.
Have
I will
lots of
come
coffee before you
and
come.
try to with a term of coffee, of course. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Inshallah,
Now,
next.
praying work.
first of all, and I wanted as well to say, I ask Allah to guide you to the right path, and may Allah Azza wa Jal, make it easy for you to understand Islam, because basically, we are people, Muslims. You will find people who are amongst us, philosophers and scientists, people who are in different fields. I myself, I'm mathematicians. The brothers here, computer, scientists. They have all of these understand. So it made us to be Muslim, or the things that make sense to us to be Muslims, because Islam makes sense to us. You understand? Islam makes sense to us. It goes with our mind. It doesn't contradict the mind, which means we don't need to fight, our mind to say no, even though just ignore it. We don't have a blind faith. We have the faith on Allah and in Islam on a base of clarity and understanding. That's why it's the same thing. That's why it makes sense to many Europeans. They come to Islam because Islam makes sense. You got it. So hopefully that you have a good time, that you read about the Quran.
Thanks for your time, actually.
No problem.
Hopefully you come back next time and
You
we
exhausted
explore.
my mind, but very great.
But,
Find the questions.
yeah. Anyway, no problem. Anyway, thank you so much.